It's a Saturday morning, man. I'm about to get it in on these two wheels. I'm really not in the mood for it, but I'm probably at one of my all-time highs for weeks, for miles in a week already. So uh, I'm gonna get out here and see what I got to give. I really want to. I'm trying to go where Dave Chappelle lives in Yellow Springs. I'm trying to make it out there, man, but I don't know if I got the gas tank for it tonight or today, this morning. So I don't know. But man, let me start last night. Some boxing stuff, some regular sports stuff. I had to circle back and talk about Steph Curry. Steph Curry is one of maybe 3 or 4 dudes in the NBA that I actually, take the time to really watch and keep up with what's going on with the dude. It's phenomenal what he does, what he's done, scoring the ball from the perimeter and just, leading the league in scoring, shooting the ball like that, damn near shooting 50% from 3-point. Like it's phenomenal what dude is doing. But like I was saying the other day, man, the postseason, the playoffs in the NBA just it shows the warts on the greats. And what I was pointing to the other against the game against the Lakers, he had 6 turnovers to go along with all the great stuff that he did, but he had them 6 turnovers. And like, and my point was, we crucify Westbrook for turnovers and what we look at as, not ball security, poor decision making on the court in crucial moments and whatnot. And if you go back and look at Steph's career, man, maybe his fearlessness, maybe he's that. Maybe his belief in his skill set is such that him being loose with the ball and all of that stuff, maybe that's just his belief in his ability, but it needs to be corrected in my opinion. And he lost another close game, lost to the Lakers by 2 or 3 the other night, lose to Memphis by 5, I think. He had 7 assists. Like, your best player can't have that many mistakes. In contrast, LeBron James had a so-so game for a triple-double, but he only had 1 turnover the whole damn game. That's part of the difference. The other part was Draymond Green, 2 points. But this is gonna go overlooked when we wrap it up and have our final opinions of what Steph Curry is as a nobody's ever gonna mention this shit. I mean, Steph Curry is beloved, and I'm not even trying to split hairs and tear the man down. It's just that postseason, the devil is always in the details. And if you take away that death lineup that they had, they're not scoring 145 points anymore, 135 points. They don't do that anymore. All of that depth, to have a whole entire second unit to bring in off the bench. Right now he's running without his splash brother and whatnot. Draymond Green has regressed significantly. He did have 11 points last night, I believe. I don't know. But like I said, I think they are positioned to be good next year and to bounce back and be contenders, because with them having this bad record and drafting a Wiseman, who I expect to take a lot of steps next year, Steph is going to continue to be Steph. Clay is going to be highly motivated. The organization is smart enough and Curry is smart enough to do some different things to turn, to remain contenders. So I'm upbeat about next year. Draymond also has 6 turnovers last night. That's 2 games in a row with 6 turnovers. By the way, Steph had 5 assists, so more turnovers than assists if you look at that assist-turnover ratio. But Draymond, 11 points. I think he was 5-11 on shooting, which was pretty cool for him. But again, at the end of that game, he had a chance to tie it I believe, under a minute to go, one of those last couple of possessions they had. He had an opportunity to shoot a free throw, a foul line jump shot, or a 8-foot jump shot or something. He cannot just take 2 dribbles and shoot the ball. If you watch his game, he does nothing mid-range. He doesn't even look at the rim mid-range. And I just don't understand how you could be. And if you look at how he shoots his three-pointer, his three-point shot, he takes off from behind the three-point line, but he ends up inside the three-point. He kind of cuts down on the distance that the ball has to travel by jumping inside the three-point line when he shoots. So it's something that he's uncomfortable with his touch. It's obviously something that he hasn't worked on with gathering himself to take a mid-range jump shot. But I just think it would open up another level, another layer of his game if he would consider it and not be such a self-check foul line and below. And that shot that he shot, I mean, he could have did the teardrop. He just threw some shit up off the backboard. It had no chance in going in. Maybe he was looking to be fouled, but I just hate not seeing. I just hate to see the lack of like improvement and development. You know, we are very critical of these elite players, and maybe he's not an elite player. Maybe he's just an all-defense guy, defensive player of the year guy. Again, I want to say he had 11 rebounds. Only one of them was an offensive rebound. So no putback opportunities for him. He got to find a way to show up. But 11 points was definitely better than the 2 points that he had against the Lakers. I'm getting ready to get out on this road, so I got to finish this up. But the boxing developments this week. I got to be honest, man. I hate talking to fanatics. It's nothing more that I hate worse than talking to fanatics, whether it's hip-hop fans, whether it's political people, whether it's boxing fans. I hate wasting my time with fanatics. If I already know what the hell you're gonna say about everything that we discuss about a certain topic, like there's no reason for us to always talk. I know what your position is. I don't have to hear your same shit on no matter how the variables change. The person that has the same opinion on everything, like I hate that shit. But the whole thing with Deontay Wilder getting this fight, I got a cat on some other thread, on some other video, telling me that we should have known that he didn't understand why everybody thought there was going to be a fight between Tyson Fury and AJ because some LDBC people told us months ago what was what. Okay, fair enough. But the thing was, these same group of LDBC leaders that this dude told me about and tried to point out to me, these same dudes during the situation with the rematch for AJ and Andy Ruiz, these were the same 4 to 5 people leading the parade and then the whole discussion about the rematch is not going to happen and that there was going to be an undisputed fight with Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz. Same 4 or 5 dudes who was leading that discussion. Same 4 or 5 dudes who was saying Andy Ruiz could demand more money. Same 4 or 5 dudes that said no way in hell Andy Ruiz will be fighting in Saudi Arabia. It's the same 4 or 5 dudes that had the completely opposite respect for the contract in that situation. Fair enough. That's what they thought. So now for you to sit here and tell me that these same LDBC guys have told us all along that the fight was going to happen, I'm going to fall back on the fact that when Eddie Hearn was trying to leave, when he was speaking on the contractual situation about what would happen in the rematch for Ruiz and Anthony Joshua, I took the man at his word. With some skepticism, but I took the man at his word for the most part. And then it's all wait and see. It's all wait and see. But at the end of the day, Andy Ruiz took his ass over to Saudi Arabia, and that's where they fought the fight. No big deal to me. I watched the fight. So in this situation right here, you know, when Bob Arum came out on multiple platforms, multiple podcasts, multiple YouTube channels, and said what he said, what's good, Corey? It's not that I wanted to believe him or his word was bond or anything like that. I'm just listening to what the man said. So, how about Pacquiao versus Spence going out like a legend? Yeah, I'm getting ready to get there, Marty, because I got to get on this bike. So anyway, again, and then the last thing with the whole Wilder situation. So this same person hits me up talking about Malik Scott being a trainer for Wilder, and he has Wilder doing things that he's never done his whole career. Again, man, I hate talking to fanatics. I'm not rooting against Wilder and Malik Scott. I'm wait and see with Malik Scott and Wilder. If they get it done, great. But I can't just completely discredit and disregard experience and people having experience and credentials or a track record in what they're doing. We don't know anything about Malik Scott as some great strategist. We don't know anything about him correcting the errors and deficiencies of fight. We don't know nothing about him. We don't know how he handles his adversity during the fight. We don't know what he sees during the fight, what his communication skill, ability is to his fighter. We don't know none of those things. So for me to sit here, how I watch stuff, and be completely optimistic or this is going to be some great marriage between the two, I don't have nothing to go on to say that. I am wait and see. So again, man, I'm sorry I can't, I don't jive with all the fanatics on all of this shit. I don't look at it like that. I'm a Washington football team fan. I'm not sitting here talking about Super Bowl or bust because of all the different moves that they made, and I'm looking at our quarterback situation, and I'm just like, this man who's never been a top 5 quarterback or a top 10 quarterback, I'm not sitting here thinking that this man is going to completely get it done for us to go to the Super Bowl. It's wait and see. There are some things that if he checks a few different boxes and doesn't hurt the team, we can do some things. But Fitzpatrick's reputation and the number of jerseys that he has in his closet, all I can do is wait and see. I'm a wait and see guy. That's what appreciate you. So I don't, again, we in this thing nowadays where, like, because you point out details on all sides of any scenario or any situation, you're hating the fanatics person that they stand for. No, I'm looking at all of this that we have to look at, and I'm just seeing how I weigh different parts of the situation. That's it. I apologize if people don't have the patience or the interest in that type of exercise, but that's how I look at shit. So before I get on out of here, this whole situation with Pacquiao and Spence, again, wait and see. I didn't know about it. I didn't have no idea that was back on the stove and was cooking and was being worked on. But great. Hell of a move by Pacquiao. I mean, I'm speechless. As a dude that runs my mouth about a lot of shit, I'm speechless. I'm struggling to understand why a 42-year-old man could be 43 or whatever, approaching 43 by the time they climb in the ring. Here's a dude that came up from flyweight or whatever the hell, had the bad knockout against Marquez. There was some talks along the way about he couldn't get a license to fight in the United States because of scans, brain scans and whatnot. And there was talks that he might not be able to get a license after that fight. We know he's fought here a couple more times since, but it was a lot of stuff out there. It was a lot of concern about him. I also look at Pacquiao as being a smaller welterweight. And now to go in here at that age with this wear and tear on him, with this type of inactivity, being out of the ring, 2.5 years or whatever, 3, whatever it is at this point, to come over to the PBC and fight Broner and Thurman, and now to go up against, a top 3, top 5 pound for pound guy in his prime, one of the biggest punchers at 147, one of the, the best, I'm speechless. Again, I'm not going to sit here and waste time rooting against or for the fact that there was a fight in the works, I guess, with Terrence Crawford and whatnot. I'm just looking at this fight, man. It's crazy. I was talking to my to a partner yesterday, exchanged a couple text messages. I never liked Floyd walking away against Berto. From what I understand, Floyd said he always wanted to fight Berto, whatever. For a pay-per-view event, coming off the disappointment in watching Floyd and Pacquiao, not all Floyd's fault, not all his fault. Just the lack of impact that fight had once it actually took place, and played out in the ring, and then to come and shut it down against Berto, and how bad Berto looked, how ineffective he was. He didn't keep up his end of the bargain. I was never a fan of that fight. And for us to see Pacquiao here now challenging himself against Spence, I'm speechless. I mean, I don't have any words for it. So I'm expecting a hell of a fight. From what I understand, I don't know if we can directly attribute those words to Pacquiao, but for him to think that his speed is going to be the difference, and some of the things that he's slighted, Spence for, and the body language that we saw from Pacquiao himself when Garcia lost to Spence, and Pacquiao came up in the ring and was like, nah, the wrong dude won. I ain't got nothing to say, no words. It's shocking now that this many months later, he's not gonna fight that dude. And I really hope, I truly hope that it has nothing to do with, financially, that he's doing this because of money. I really hope. I don't know what Pacquiao's money situation is. I know he has some tax issues over here. I know he's giving away and funded all kind of philanthropic stuff over in the Philippines and whatnot. I don't know, but I'm just hoping that you don't have to go out here and risk what he's risking. Damn. I mean, for him to fight Oscar, Floyd, to fight big dudes like Margarito, Cotto, dude that's phenomenal, man. The whole argument a couple months ago where some of the a couple of the black fighters, the legends and big names, when I think, was it Porter? I think Porter was one of them. But when they were more complimentary of Pacquiao's career lined up against Floyd, it's details like this where he's fighting, potentially going out against a Spence, and Floyd went out against a hapless Berto. They just different, man. I mean, that's all. They just different. Now, we saw what happened when it was head to head. It was what it was. But this is phenomenal. I mean, like I said, That's just different. So anyway, man, enjoy the fights later on tonight. I got to get out here and talk myself into getting these 40 miles in. I don't feel like doing it, but we'll see. I might come on later tonight, maybe after the fights or before, depending on what's going on. Again, I'm anxious to see, or interested to see what happens with Lundy and Zepeda, as well as Kenneth Sims Jr. stepping up against Elvis Rodriguez, seeing what the impact could be of K. Karoma. Just like I got questions with Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder. I'm consistent. I have questions of what K. Karama is really about as a trainer. I don't know what his calling card is as a trainer. He hasn't really set the world on fire for me as a pro, as leading some of these pros. He's done well with Jared Anderson, who looks like a special dude. He's done well with Shakur Stevenson, who's a special dude. The situation with Joshua Greer Jr. Looks so to me. The situation with Jared Hurd against Chia Santana. Mixed reviews on that one. I like the feel Malik and Wilder have been doing. I hope it translates to a great game plan. Yeah, I don't have nothing. I'm not sitting here talking nothing negative about that union and that selection as Malik Scott. I'm wishing him the best. I can't take too much away from pad work for me personally. I can't do a whole lot with pad work. Obviously, when you have a fighter who's been doing things for 10 years, 12 years, the school, the comment, or the school of thought, the general school of thought is that most fighters will go back and revert to what got them there, what they've relied on to get there. So Wilder definitely has to like break that. That's the rule of thumb. So he has to go out there and do something that few fighters can do, but that doesn't mean that he can't do it. And like I said, I'm not all that big on Tyson Fury showing up as February 22nd, 2020 Tyson Fury. He's been out of the ring. He's been doing some different shit. We don't know how he's been living, and him and Billy Joe banging prostitutes and whatnot. Then he's a family man. Then he's a rapper. Then he's a dancer. I don't have nothing where I'm all glowing about my thoughts on Tyson Fury. I'm a wait and see guy. So that's it, man. Let me quit waiting on this ride. Hey, y'all have a phenomenal day, man. Enjoy the fights tonight. Enjoy the NBA games if you're an NBA guy. Tons of good matchups out there. Let me get on out of here, man. Bite down boxing. Don't let them count you out. Pay me no mind. Sports and entertainment. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Peace.